welcome to the professors. We ain't crazy. We're licensed.
Fully licensed.
Fully licensed.
Fully licensed. Who let us get fully licensed?
I'm Dr. Mark Brana, licensed clinical professional counselor.
Casey Casillas Nichols, HBIC.
Head bitch in charge.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, sir.
Shamika Green, Tesla Queen, licensed marriage and family therapist.
Queen of Detroit.
Queen of Detroit, and a whole bunch of other shit. What's up?
Shit.
I just got back from the D. What's up?
Oh, you did have an appointment, huh?
I did.
I didn't even take it like that when she said it, but she did say though that she's in Vegas. No. Mark, don't do that. Look at you already trying to put words in my mouth. I was about to say, I'm mentioning something she said on Instagram about
what'd I say?
About being in Vegas or about like you need to come back to Vegas or I was going to text her the side eye roll of like,
right,
girl.
They talking about my dick appointments. Okay.
Notice it was plural.
Don't go in on me. Well, I'm glowing. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Me too. I had one this morning too. So.
See? Yeah. Put a little smile on your face. All right. Good morning.
So this morning we are going to be discussing compassion fatigue.
Can you tell I'm suffering from it right now? With a hat on,
right.
with
bitch be tired.
Right.
Don't look at my
that's
face.
What it mean. Right.
It's definitely something that happens in our field, but not just in our field. It happens in a myriad of places. Compassion fatigue is defined as as a form of emotional and physical exhaustion that results from prolonged exposure to the suffering of others, especially in caregiving or helping roles.
Yeah.
It's often described as the cost of caring.
I'm glad you broke that down so people can know, though. You know, too, what that look like. It's basically, in layman terms, bitch be tired.
Well, and it's something, too, that I talk about.
This is tired.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
that's tough.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's going to happen with the field that we're in, and if you look at doctors, nurses, even caretakers, if you're caretaking for a sick relative or something, it is something that is going to happen. And it's pretty profound when it does,
Yeah.
As a therapist, have you guys ever experienced that?
Man, yes. Okay, let me just ask this, though, first. Because I feel like, I think I'm coming up on my 10-year or 11-year anniversary as a therapist. How long have you guys been a therapist? Like,
see,
12 years.
Scott just asked me a question like that, and I just gave him years because I can't do the math. Yes, the fuck I look like
12 years.
12 years. Okay.
Yep.
So
weren't
we
all in?
You graduated first.
I did.
I
graduated first. This bitch going on her 15th year.
No, this is true. I did graduate before you guys did, but you guys got licensed before I did.
Correct.
Okay. So maybe we're all around the same.
Who's the triple OG around this motherfucker?
Right.
Triple OG.
But I was thinking about it, I'm thinking like over time, that has to have an impact on you. And I think for me, it definitely does. Like, I think for me, compassion fatigue, I feel myself being different from what I used to be, like kind of numb, right?
Mm-hmm.
To stuff.
Yeah.
And people tell me and I just be like, okay, and I just handle it. Like, it's not a lot of...
That's exactly what I was just saying, Scott.
It's
like,
not a lot of...
I hate to say, I just blurted out, like, I feel just jaded. Like, there's certain things, like...
And I don't like that for
sucks. Me. It's not good because then it's like... I think for me, mine's getting... And not jaded, but, like, my patience is short. And if a client is talking to me about... I don't know. Usually it's like housing or something, and it's like their sixth try. You know what I mean? And it's, I would never sit here and say like somebody's time is like not worth my time or anything like that, right? But then I catch myself just like getting impatient with the whole process of them telling me their story, telling me everything again. That's like, and then in the moment I do it every single time because I don't ever allow myself to get into that where I'm like, bitch, you better check yourself. You better do it fucking fast. Like in like my most serious voice, inner voice I can have, because it's like, no, you're better than this. And if you're that fucking tired, then it's on you and you need to do something about it. Like that person doesn't belong. That like
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
kind of
Like,
don't
hey, Shamika,
deserve.
we already did this shit 6 times. Like, nobody
Right.
wants to hear that shit.
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
true. That's true.
Well, and that's those are some of the symptoms, right? That numbness to things, that difficulty experiencing empathy, which for us, very important.
Please
when we're with our
diagnose me because I need to know how much of this I have.
You know, feeling helpless or hopeless, being irritable, being a little more cynical than you normally would be.
Okay.
And you kind of avoid people. Or situations that involve any kind of emotional engagement. So I know, like, when I'm going through that compassion fatigue and everything, like, I don't want to be around my wife. I don't want to be around my kids. I kind of want to just isolate and separate. Yeah. And it's really hard because, you know, we sit here and we spend so much energy, so much of ourselves with our clients day in, day out. And, you know, it builds, and you know, we have to remain, you know, we have to be able to do our jobs like you said, and it makes us more of a liability.
Yeah, and then it also, on like the other side of it, makes you feel like a shitty partner,
100%,
a shitty parent,
100%,
like, completely checked out. Like, that shit sucks. Like, I know
it really,
right now,
really does.
Like, when I come home, I say hi to the kids, everybody's fed. Okay, I go upstairs, take a shower, and then just lay there like, God, please take me now. Like, I'm ready when you are. You know what I mean?
You just don't have the wherewithal.
And even like this week, all the kids had their fucking, what is it? Like open houses and all this bullshit. And like, and then I ended up having like a mini, I ended up talking with a coworker about something like super, just deep and intimate that like, it just made me cry. You know what I mean? And I think I shared with you guys when I got back what I had to do. So it had to deal with that situation again. Okay. And it fucked me up. Yeah. And it's like, it's when you carry everybody's and not carry, because I'm not like worried about other clients. Like, again, seasoned therapist, so knows better than to carry that. Yeah. But that's important to know because it's not just like newbies that don't know how to do it. It's us too. Like, it's sometimes
100%.
The pressure is just so much where I was like, I told Ryan, I was like, I can't
go.
But you're human. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're literally human. And I think sometimes this job can be, I told to another friend who's a therapist, I said, sometimes it can be self-abandoning because here you are, you might have your own shit, you know, like, because you're human.
Certainly.
Yeah, you definitely do.
You have life outside of being a therapist.
You could just be okay in the mood or finally getting your shit together. And then guess what? Something happens. It's a crisis. You have to answer it. You know, like, so it's like, damn, okay. So I kind of really relate to what you were saying, like open house, doing stuff for kids, all of that. I had that yesterday with my son. But then I also was like trying to manage a client with their stuff. And I'm like, okay, wait, we gotta, you know, like, let me put this part on hold. Let me do what I need to do for my family. It's important, but it's not immediate, you know? So it's like, damn, you know, like.
It's like you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. Correct. And maybe that expectation is not set by whoever, but it's internally, I know, like, just as a good therapist or a good parent, you're going to feel guilty on both sides of the point. Sides. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. And with one of the new settings I'm working in, getting to see it from like the primary care side, like the doctors and the nurses and everything too, it's very similar in that, you know, because you put so much in to make sure these people are okay as they come in, and you carry a lot with you, and it's hard. You know, you know, one of the things too is compassion, fatigue, and burnout, right? Because while they're similar, they're not quite the same. And there's burnout is more related to the chronic stress in the workplace, but not necessarily related just to the exposure of other people suffering.
Okay.
Burnout typically is more gradual, where compassion fatigue can happen pretty suddenly to people. Burnout can affect anybody.
Okay.
Where compassion fatigue is often for those where they are in a position where they must be empathetic, caretaking, mental health.
Does teachers, you think, fall under that?
Oh, absolutely. They have to be able to be
fatigue?
they have to be empathetic to the kids, you know. And compassion fatigue has that emotional numbing and that withdrawal that we talked about, where burnout, you're just more tired. you're physically tired.
The burnout.
You are physically, emotionally, and mentally tired. Where for burnout, where compassion fatigue is that emotional numbing and that withdrawing.
So that's the difference.
Correct.
Okay, so burnout could be like if you were in survival mode and you're just hustling, going, right? And that could be anybody, any setting.
Kind of stress.
Okay, but yeah, compassion fatigue, okay, I can see that because like we said, the numbing, like not only are we dealing with clients that have stuff and then your own stuff, but then I'm also like the person where I had to draw boundaries where I am the go-to friend too sometimes. And I'm like, I don't have it today. You know, like I love you and all that, but people will literally send me like a 15-minute voice note and I'm like, I don't have it. You know, like I just don't have it. I don't have it. So that's what I mean about being numb. I'm like, I don't have it, you know? And so that becomes tough because people do be like, oh, you know, like want to talk to you or this. And then you feel like you're a shitty friend or parent or whatever, but you don't have it. You just don't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. And I'm glad he brought up boundaries, right? Because when, I
have none. When it comes to this shit, I don't. I can sit there and say that. But you also work with
such a unique population, right? Because working with like the homeless, working with drug addicts, working with the populations that are in dire need to like have even the most basic needs met, it's very different than working with clients, where
my cat died or something.
Yeah, like their first world problems,
this shit, like, I've been feeling this way since grad school.
Correct.
Because, we were in the same program, correct?
No.
Who? Oh, you didn't go to that one?
No, I went to a clinical mental health program, but not at UNLV.
That one. Okay.
Yeah.
So the UNLV one just fucking wiped
100%.
the bitch out. Wiped the bitch out.
Really?
Yeah. But I thought it was like I took it as like a therapist boot camp of this is how shit's going to be.
What does that look like?
Right.
Because I don't know what you're saying.
This
is just a brief.
That's not an inaccurate description of how it should be.
For sure.
But what is it? Because I need.
So the program was in person. There was no online shit at all. It was like maybe the summer school classes were whatever. Everything else was in person. So it was everything that you can think of. Like it was almost like a 2-year, but for me it was like 1.5 years of seeing your shit the entire way.
Right.
And dabble that with a little bit of high school shit because motherfuckers wanted to be petty and blah, 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 blah. And what I loved about it is that it was so short of a time, but then you can see each of us either grow to be like a fantastic fucking counselor or somebody who's not on shit. And when I got like my first semester, I got picked on for something that somebody alleged that I did. Right? Okay, cool, whatever. But told the whole cohort, nobody fucked me. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here to do me. I'm not here to make friends,
we know
whatever.
How you roll. Right.
So then we go to the practicum classes.
Right.
And this chick that wanted to start shit got up there and we had to like dress like how a therapist would dress, which I got points. I got points deducted because a bitch was wearing a suit with a Star Wars shirt underneath, and I was like, I'm still gonna be me.
Picture.
I'll show it to you. I'm still gonna be me. And
I want to see that picture.
Why would they deduct
the doctor
points?
was like, I gotta deduct points because it's not professional enough. I was like, and then I argued it, and
Come
he
on,
just
Clark
laughed. And
Kent.
he's
I
like,
want to see that shit.
he's like, you know what, like. You're meant to do this shit. Because I'm like, no, I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
It was a green Yoda shirt. And it said something like,
nice.
It said the whole do or do not. You know what I mean?
There
like,
is no try.
I said, this is very philosophical and thought-provoking. Thank you very much, Dr. Berman. I'm talking to you, Dr. Berman. Love him.
Talk about how you're supposed to even dress as a therapist, though. You know, like,
but
cardigan bitch.
Either way, I appreciated that. And I love him. So, then the girl goes up and then she starts doing her thing, and she clearly had a kid in a classroom that like identified something that had to be mandated reported, and she didn't say anything to anybody, not anybody at the school, not anybody at, like everybody found out like right then and there. And so me and my petty ass Dr. Berman. Dr. Berman.
Right.
I believe that we're missing something here. Like, you're right, Miss Casillas. You're right. Wonder what that is. He's like, why didn't you consult with a supervisor,
Correct.
CPS, the principal, somebody that you could have, the school, blah, blah, blah.
The Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
Read her ass for filth. And I just sat there like, bitch. Like, and then I knew in that moment, like, I had nothing else to worry about because I was just a loner in grad school. It's just, chilling.
Well, grad school is about getting your shit done.
Yeah.
It's not about making friends.
No, absolutely not. It's like playing Uno. We're not friends. We're not friends at all. But I will
bitch.
Yeah,
Right.
but I will tell you, like, my best moment of the whole thing is that, like, it was one of the teacher's last years of teaching forever, right? And
Okay.
And so he was like, I want to be able to take a picture. You guys are my last class. This is the last day I'm ever going to teach, and I'm retiring, and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, all right, cool. So everybody like lines up, take the picture, and it's like fucking so silent. And somebody just rips one. Just fucking rips one of the teachers.
Are
like,
you serious?
as he's clicking it, it's like 1, 2, yeah. Oh. So he just kept clicking, and he was like, I will never forget that shit because and then everybody's like looking around like fucking the Mexican standoff, like, yo, bitch, was it you?
Wasn't me.
And to see the teacher's face was like,
what?
And I just sat here like, man, this is like a year and a half of my life with these jokers, and this is the shit.
Right.
Like, this is the shit
This
that
It's
we're
a good way
gonna
to end.
All right, I guess.
You're like, fuck yeah.
Y'all ain't shit. Fucking nasty.
Right.
Little nasties.
Man.
But yeah, so I think of it as a boot camp because
Yeah.
it was cliquey. Everybody had their own way of like thinking how a therapist should be, should look, should act.
Oh, man.
It was the whole thing. And man, like, I was just the fucking Star Wars loving weirdo that had a bad mouth, but
Right.
you can put anybody in front of me. And I still challenge that. Like, my entire paycheck, you put anybody in front of me and I can conversate with them.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Stand 10 toes down on that.
Yeah.
No, I would say the same. And, going into grad school, and I know when I hit my practicum, kind of the same thing. Like, I know people were trying to do it perfectly. I was like, I just kind of leaned into doing it my way. It felt forced to me if I tried to perfectly align to X, Y, and Z. And so I had to be more in the moment. And
see, and even that would cause compassion fatigue. Because you're
100%.
going through shit of,
yeah.
I don't even think I even spoke with my family during that. And because I was just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody talk about the work that you had to do with that. Like, that's
Correct.
a lot, right? And then the expectations of what you're supposed to be or the therapist supposed to look
I
like.
wish a motherfucker
Because
would.
I know, like, when...
I had a great distraction during my practicum that I really didn't get into all that.
What?
My wife, we just started dating right
Oh,
then.
really?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like, that's when we had started dating.
You see, I'm like, oh, okay.
So, like, some of it, I was like on that, cloud 9 high of things where I'm walking on sunshine going in.
Boy, to see those practicum videos, right?
My goodies.
Yeah. Like, ain't nothing getting to me during that.
You're like, okay.
We had just started dating. So,
Damn.
It really was.
Mark's out here getting love. I'm divorcing. I'm divorcing.
Getting that
completely different
Right,
experiences.
right.
So, do you think society undervalues the emotional toll that caretaking has when it comes to people?
Yes. Well, let me say this, okay? Because this is something that recently made me real mad.
Right.
I was at an event, and probably because it would probably align with me and my stuff too. But I was at an event, and and it was for Juneteenth, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're a therapist," blah 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 blah. Right? So I think it's a big thing in the Black community when they know you're a therapist. It's like, oh, And so some people came up asking questions, and they were like, "Oh, I had a therapist, but she had some issues, and then she got divorced. Like, girl, what's up with you? Like, da da da." So I got mad. I was mad, right?
Right.
Because I was like, first of all, I didn't even know how they knew, whatever she was going through. But I was also like, she's a fucking human being, and they're like,
Right.
yeah, like, girl, what? Get your life. What? Like,
right.
this lady, is still a human being, still a woman, but they were like, yeah, we want somebody to do this and do that. And I'm like, I don't know what y'all think a therapist is. Like, they are real life human beings that
fucking Mother Teresa.
Shit.
Like, you're not allowed to have a flaw.
Nothing.
You're not allowed to.
I tell people about grief because, I specialize in that, but I also was like, personally, I went through grief, so I'm thinking, what do you think a therapist really is? Like, yeah, we have different tools, but to think that we're not dealing with shit is crazy. Right.
What about those that are in, like, they have a sick relative, like with Alzheimer's or something, and they're doing the caretaking because they're trying to respect that person's wishes not to go into a home and everything, and the emotional toll and the compassion fatigue that goes with that.
You know what? I just saw a video yesterday morning of a mom of a special needs child.
There you go.
Who just had a complete meltdown. Complete meltdown in the bathroom of just screaming and yelling and being tired of having to clean shit. And like she must have panned over to the shower and there was shit everywhere. Right. And I think the kid was like 8 or 12 and like still wearing diapers and things like that. And she was going through it. And the comments were because it was like a thread of a thread. So like the original ones were just, like bashing her, just coming for her like, oh, as a mother, you should be embarrassed. You don't even deserve to have that child.
Man, fuck those
blah,
people.
blah, blah, blah.
Man.
And then the one that I was reading was more of like, this is real fucking life. This is real shit motherfuckers feel like.
100%.
And if anybody wants to sit there and say like you've never, and it doesn't matter like what kind of circumstance.
Right.
If you have a newborn baby, if you have a brand
there's
new
another one.
puppy, if you have anything that's going to disrupt your
life,
daily routine, the shit's going to get to you. Because I'm not going to sit here and say, when Quincy was born, I did not go into that bathroom, bring a pillow, and scream inside of it because I was tired and I was crying.
100%.
And like this poor mom she's just trying to fucking live. And the thing was, the kid wasn't in the room. The kid was like nowhere to be seen. She did it by herself and she got ripped to shreds. And like there was no empathy or sympathy for her.
Can we talk about that?
Society's compassion fatigue?
Yes, because I think we lack empathy. Think about it. Anything that you see posted, people are going in. People laughing at people crying. People laughing at people dying. And I'm just like, damn, what happened?
How much is social media responsible for that?
Man.
I mean, for today, it's like, it's one thing. But I think with people reporting it on the news, you got to remember, like, think back to like when we were kids, there were videos like Faces of Death. Where
I remember that.
Yeah, right? Where it's like, I don't know why.
Your
like my
friend
stepdad.
you went back.
Come on, Blockbuster. You don't went back. Damn, girl.
But what I'm saying is that like shit like that has been around forever.
That shit a Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when they used to have but if you go to like the homegrown type things, it's like right there.
Oh,
my stepdad loved that shit, and he's like, "I'll be right back. I gotta go."
Yeah, I remember
and I was
I used to watch it a lot.
I had a buddy who would always he would have the videos or whatever, and it's like we're gonna watch it. I'm like,
we I was like, the new Faces
about
of Death.
2 minutes in, I'm like, I'm cool.
Like it was always one of those things like where I thought like, fuck, if I watch this, God's gonna judge me. Like I would always like, I know my mom would.
Wild shit.
Yeah, but and like maybe like my stepdad said that most of it was fake. I don't know.
Right. That's what I heard.
We can't.
I'm not going to even go back to try to figure that shit out. However,
going back though to like society, right, and how there's no compassion or empathy for people going through things.
There's not. But we didn't have that much exposure like we do now. It's everywhere of just death or whatever. A lot of stuff. Like we're exposed to a lot of things.
But I think it's our generation though too. Like, are we all? Oh,
I'm Gen X.
You're Gen X too.
Am I? Where a bitch at?
I think she is. I'm millennial.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm an old one. Excuse me. I'm an old one. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm old, but a bitch is a millennial. Look at fixing my hand. Yeah. Oh. Please don't. But wait, now I forgot why I brought that up.
Well, because I had asked, like
The fuck.
The fuck?
Well, because people are more brutal on the internet now.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But I grew up in Southern California watching fucking highway chases,
right?
Them jumping out of the car, getting fucking shot, and then the TV, then the TV cutting out.
Right.
I was there for that bank robbery thing.
Yeah.
I was there for fucking OJ. I was there for
how was you, Rodney King?
Loose.
Yes, Rodney King too. Like the whole fucking thing. So I don't know if everybody else's local news did that shit, but growing up, it was almost like a thing of if I got home in time, for sure there was going to be a car chase on TV.
Right.
For fucking sure.
You could see it
every single time.
Well, and that's the start of it, I think. That's really where everything started.
Yeah.
Because the 24-hour news cycle was a new thing. CNN, I think, was 83 or something, and they realized really quickly that there wasn't enough news to fill the day, so they had to fill it with other things, and then it just perpetuated this need for the constant
content.
Material.
Yeah,
content.
Like you said, those key moments, like OJ Simpson thing.
Right.
I remember Princess Diana, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
That was a thing. But I just feel like now though it's every second. Like you could just log in.
Yeah.
And see something very traumatic without even asking to want to see it, though.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the difference.
Right.
You can literally cut on your phone right now and see something just totally traumatic.
So would it be safe to say then that all these things have really cut into society's empathy for other people?
Absolutely. Yeah. We lack empathy.
We do.
When I read stuff, I'd be like, damn, people are out cold.
Yeah. Well, and
that scares me.
I remember when we had our first child and kind of going through it, and the best one of my colleagues, she had twins at right around the same time, and I always felt bad because we weren't getting a lot of sleep or whatever. And she has twins. She has two that she's dealing with. And
as a mama twin,
she
did not.
Yeah. And everything. And but we would talk, we would talk and everything about stuff. And I remember she just told me, she goes, listen, all parents lose their shit from time to time. You shouldn't be ashamed of that. All parents lose their shit, even if your kids are perfect.
Right.
Because I was feeling bad because I was, clearly in having compassion fatigue and everything. And we were tired and there was just I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be a parent, and she had, when she said that, it's damn.
But it's real.
Yeah.
That shit, I don't know how many times I said that shit.
Yeah.
Even now and then, something tragic happens to somebody I know, and then it brings it all back to reality of man, I need to shut the fuck up sometimes. You know what I mean? And remember what I have compared to what somebody doesn't have or did have at some point and lost. And remember where I stand with that shit.
That's
because
a big message.
It's, and then I think too, it's being cognizant of how you bring things like that up, not knowing what somebody else's story is, right?
Okay.
My friend was saying how they can't relate to people with children, and then they can't relate to people without children, right? And she's in the middle of that.
Okay.
And I sat there and I was like, fuck. And you have to think, if you had just lost a husband, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be hey, let's me, you, Spoonie go out to go do this. Or let me tell you what me and Spoonie went on a romantic vacation and did this, this, and this. You know what I mean? I think just keeping, but then it's that we're social creatures and it's hard to not do shit like that, or just saying hey, how are you doing? Or and not incorporating anything because you have no idea what else somebody else is going through. It just sucks because you wouldn't know anyways.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know anyways. But then to be cognizant of just people I don't know. I think it's the not knowing that you're causing somebody else's pain sucks.
Right.
Does
Yeah,
that make
it does.
sense?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Because you don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say too, really quick, too, of just like, I think a lot of people don't feel like they have safe spaces. So sometimes when I talk to people and I'm like, damn, where was you at? Where you been at? You know, like I just text somebody, I say, damn, where you been at? Like, shit, I'm going through it. I just pull back. I'm like, damn, you think it's personal, but people really dealing with some heavy shit, you know? And so their way may just be.
Just step back for a minute. Yeah.
So I haven't heard from you just because I'm literally.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm trying to breathe, you know? So I was like, damn. I was like, you know, so it changed my whole, you know, perspective.
Right.
And then like, damn, girl, it ain't even about you. You know, like, this person really going through it.
Yeah. No, and that's very true.
You would never known unless you reached out to her.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
Well, and I try to make it a habit too, like, because, you know, I've said it to you guys. I say it to my friends a lot, you know, if you need anything, let me know. And I try to make it a habit that, you know, when I say that, I actually mean it, because a lot of people will say it.
Right.
And then when shit comes up, like, ooh, you know, but I got shit going on that Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, whatever. But like that comes from just realizing, you know, having moments where it's like, yeah, you realize people are going through it, and it's like, well, hey, listen, man, I'm here, you know, if you need anything. And because you mean what you say what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
That's integrity.
That's integrity. Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I was raised with. Going through high school, our principal would constantly repeat that phrase over and over, and I never really knew what he meant until I was like an adult and everything. And so, but that's something that I've definitely tried to incorporate. If I say something, it's because I mean it.
Right.
You know, it's not always perfect, you know, but I try to live by that, especially when I, you know, with friends and everything. When I put something out there, I mean it.
Yeah. No, you're solid though, Mark, because I'll hit you up in a minute and you be like, oh yeah, hey, you know, like I've done that with you. I do that with Casey, you know, so you know when people are really genuine, you know, and if they have shit going on, they still come back, you know, and be there. But no, you are truly solid in that way. And maybe everybody don't have that either, you know, or feel comfortable enough. Because that's another thing. You got to put on a face. You got to act like.
You know what? But it's true, Shamika, because a lot of people don't have that shit.
Right.
And they don't have someone that's going to be genuine about it.
Right.
They don't. Because I could say, I think the most people that I'm talking to right now is probably like my staff.
Mm-hmm.
And I will sit there and talk with every single one of them about whatever fucking problem they're going through. Right. And then just for them to have, again, an ear to hear, like somebody's listening, and not saying shit, not fucking just listening.
Right.
And it's like, then you know, it's almost like a session where the tears start coming, and like I just had to get that off my chest. And thank you for not judging me. And it's like, fuck, you know, you know what I mean? But it makes me think that like they're talking to me. They're talking to somebody that's like in management at their work.
Right.
Rather than like having a friend or a family member or whatever. And then it just makes me grateful that like I can be that for somebody, even though if they don't have it in their own personal like
space.
That they have somebody outside of it that is still going to be that solid to that they can lean back on a little bit. And you know what I mean? And that's
priceless.
Yeah. I mean, think about like growing up. Like I didn't fucking have anything like that where I can just like drop whatever I needed to in a well and know that like nobody was ever going to fucking hear it and just let me do my
unload it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything with it. I won't weaponize it.
No, like you don't have any of that shit.
So how does one cope with compassion fatigue?
I think. Well, shit. When you found out, let me know.
Yeah, it's like I did it this morning. I did it this morning.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I don't know, but it does concern me though because I'm not like an animal person, right? I'm just not. Just you know, it's not my thing.
I am. Yeah. Animals are delicious.
I know you guys are, but I'm just not.
Korean barbecue after this?
Yeah. I love animals.
We ate shit. Sorry. But that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, Mark, don't threaten me with a good ass time.
Please stop.
Spoonie will be picking me up in 10.
I cannot.
That does sound delicious.
But I had a friend who recently, it's just a random moments of being like, you should just reach out to this person. I've been having a lot of that, right? So I reached out and the person was like, man, like I'm really going through it. Like my pet died. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, normally I would be like, oh, okay, you know, like whatever. But I had like dropped a tear. And I was like, damn, I care. You know, like, and I think I really just cared because to me, that person was close to. Yeah. They was what?
They were hurting.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said something else. But yeah, they were hurting. And it was like this pet was like their family member. Like, even though I can't, you know, relate, but, you know, and I was like, damn, I dropped a tear. And it's sad that I was shocked that I was like, damn, you care, you know? And I'm like, fuck, am I getting really numb that I'm just like.
Well, I tell people a lot of the time, grief is grief. Yeah. Right? Whether it's a pet that you've had for however long or a family member or something, you have to grieve the loss regardless. But no, it makes sense. You know, that's your friend. They're hurting.
But I was shocked.
Yeah. No, but like, think about like, that's probably like one of the major things that I cry about when like I watch a movie. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody's freaking family dog died and the kid is fucking, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things like that just, when I see other people go through it for whatever reason, that shit fucks me up. Like, and it has to, like...
That's called empathy.
There's something about, like, true, raw emotion of seeing somebody cry about some shit. Yeah. And you can tell if it's, like, how... I mean, as a therapist, I think I can tell, like, how hard it's hitting by just watching their body language.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But to see somebody go through some, like, real fucking, like, just hurt fucks me up. And it... I don't know about for you guys, but sometimes it catches me off guard where, like, when I'm not a therapist, I'm, like, so grateful. So then I could, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Shed a tear. But, like, when it's like a client or something and it's just so fucking bad, it's like, boy, I'm about to put the best poker face I've ever had and just to try to, and I'm a crybaby anyways. Like, you can, good, bad, ugly, happy, sad, every one of my emotions I cry. And so it's like, oh, fuck, like, just put a fork in me because I have none of that. But no, the shit fucks me up. So like, you maybe seeing your friend, maybe because it was her and you could see the hurt in her. That's why you know what I mean? Not necessarily the animal, but
the person.
Like it.
Yeah, it fucked me up. I was like, oh, okay.
So how have you coped when you've had compassion fatigue? What do you do?
I disconnect, to be honest. I disconnect and I have to find what I call like pockets of joy. Like I got to do something for me, whether that's yoga, workout, read, or just do nothing, just sleep. You know, like I need a minute. Yeah. And so I tell people that all the time. I need a minute. Yeah. You know, so my minute can look like whatever, but that's my thing. I'll say it. Like I need a minute. Yeah. And so I just go and figure out what I need.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know for me that's very similar. Like even this weekend, right? Because I work a lot and everything. I took Friday off, for the open houses, but I took the whole day, right? See? I took Friday. I'm off Saturday, Sunday, and off Monday for the first day of school. And that was intentional because, it's like I need that time off. I need to spend time with the kids. I could feel myself kind of starting to withdraw and like I'm somebody that escapes. So I'll play games on my phone or I'll escape into like my Switch or something like that to, kind of cope and like tired, try to make sure I'm getting more sleep and everything. But like learning to pay attention to the warning signs, right?
Yes.
One of the big warning signs for me is like just if my wife is like, hey, take some time off. You're never home or you're always working or you're always busy and everything. That's a pretty big warning sign because that means it's coming. Even if it's not here, it's coming.
Right.
And so I start putting boundaries around my time with work around, so that I'm carving out time to just not. And so like my phone that my clients use for my private practice, that gets put away.
Yeah.
So they can call, text, whatever. They ain't getting a response till it's time for me to pick that thing up again. And I try to rest, and I try to relax a little bit. Like you said, sometimes you just need some sleep too.
Yeah, you do. So what was your 2 warning signs? I just want to know.
So my wife is
for all
being
of us.
the first one, but like for me internally, it's when I don't want to get up in the morning.
Okay, so that's when you know.
Yeah, I know I'm in a bad spot when it's
Okay.
like I don't want to get up in the morning.
Yeah, I don't want to every day though, and I'm wondering if it's because I'm a lazy fuck.
No, you're not. You're definitely not. There's a difference
Spoonie
between.
said you're not a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's-
you're good.
There's a difference between the typical. There's a difference between like the typical get up in the morning and be like kind of whining, I don't want to go to work type thing.
Yeah.
Versus you just like when I wake up and it feels like I just haven't slept,
Okay.
And so that I don't want to go to work isn't the whining of, like I just don't want to go to work because I want to go have fun. Right. It's like I feel like I didn't recuperate.
Yeah.
What's your 2?
My 2
warning signs that you head into compassion fatigue?
Sorry, I just misheard you and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You did say warning sign, right? Okay.
Yeah. Would you no, I don't even want to know. Go ahead.
I think it's just, I think my family they feel very comfortable with just telling me straight up.
Okay.
Which is good.
They know.
Yeah. So like I was working Graves for a hot minute and my ex-husband called me and said that Quincy was like going through it. Like she was not herself. She won't say what it is and she won't say this and this and this. And then I was like, fuck, I wonder what it is. And that day we were going to visit my family in California and I went to go pick her up from her dad's house. And like, she was already like crying and like, she was just a mess. And so took her to the back of the bus and was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, you're not going to get in trouble for saying like, speaking your truth. You know what I mean? Like speaking. Right. She just flat out said like, I don't like you working at night. And here's the thing, like the night schedule, like she should already be in bed.
Right.
But her knowing that I'm not there, fucking not liking it. And as soon as I saw like how much it affected her, I was like, so I'm not working Graves whenever I have Quincy because that's just not going to be a thing. Like I'm not going to have my baby suffer. And then like me just thinking like every night I'm just sitting there thinking like, fuck, she's upset or she doesn't get to, because everything else before that, like I sleep during the daytime. And so like I don't see her at all. And and me and her dad both worked Graves at the same time. So she didn't see either one of us. And I felt good though that she was able and comfortable to say like, no, like this is not happening.
Even identify that.
Yeah. So like they're solid. I know when I've done too much. And then you guys know that I put in my notice for school to not teach. So like I'm cutting down where I can see it. And I almost asked for it back. I almost rescinded that shit.
That fear.
No, just because
retirement.
It's not the fear. It was more like I got into a different hobby and the shit's expensive. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to need that extra cash. I need something slick. I know, I ain't shit. But that's...
So what is the new hobby?
I'm not, no.
No, we don't even know.
We don't know. You guys don't know.
No.
I'm not prepared to show that part of my ass because it is expensive. And as if I didn't just go to Tokyo.
She's over here making it rain.
I didn't just go to Tokyo. I'm not going to Disney World with the kids and during Thanksgiving. Like I'm not doing all this other shit. Like I have no money to be spending like this. And then this hobby, I'm like, but I feel like it's just healing me and like everybody else around me. God. And it's,
You didn't start buying Labubu's, did you?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh my God.
Yes, I did. And I dressed them so cool. Like my dude from Squid Games. And I do like murder
girls,
scenes. Like mine has like ghost face masks and like a
Oh,
Jason
that's funny.
mask. They're not regular ones because I'm a weirdo. That's why.
Weirdo.
My girls are into those, and I just found out all about this stuff, and I was like, oh God.
So let me know. I got a whole box in the back of the car.
This
Yeah.
motherfucker's slanging.
You
Let me know.
$30 $40 dresses.
CDs.
$40. $40 for a
Everything you
Labubu.
want.
Everything you want.
Everything.
Everything you want.
All right. So what's your closing thoughts, Marky Mark and the lovely bunch?
Man, bringing it back to 94.
Right.
So really at the end of the day, just pay attention to what's going on around you. And if you feel like you need to take some time off and get some rest, you probably should. Don't spend a lot of time like humming and hawing or worrying, take some time off when you need some time off, especially if you're caretaking or the helping field or anything, because not doing so is probably far more detrimental than if you take a few days off.
Well, my motto lately has been, you can understand, but don't self-abandon. So you can understand what everybody's going through and all that, but you need to make sure you're good. So that's what I'm rocking with. You can understand, but don't self-abandon. Make sure that you good, Yeah.
I don't think I have one. I'm like quiet and like I think about it like as I'm like, well, I mean like,
yeah.
Your feelings are like valid, and don't let anybody try to make you feel guilty about how you feel when you're going through some shit. Because
please,
until a motherfucker walks in your actual shoes, they don't have any place to pass judgment on you.
Correct.
They don't hold weight in your life. Let that shit ride, because it's not gonna fucking matter.
Right. All right.
Till they rocking in your Crocs. Listen. All right.
Mm-hmm. Step into my Cortezes and let me know what's good.
All right, close her out, Casey.
Close it out.
Don't mess with my money and don't mess with my D. Period.